you knowledge enthusiasts. You know what we have been doing for this entire month of November. The In Conversation with series has been talking to young achievers, and I have had some amazing experiences with these youngsters and amazing story. And today I'm back with yet another amazing story for you. Please welcome Aditya Pachpande. Aditya, thank you so much for joining us today. Lovely to have you with us. I actually don't want to tell you too much about him because it's a very interesting story. But just to ignite your curiosity, let me tell you one or two things about him. He's still in school in class 9, if I'm not wrong, and he's already an entrepreneur. He has started something called a social venture called Next Gen Innovate. It is spelled Innov8. So let's speak to him and get to know his story. All right, Aditya, lovely to have you with us. I'm very excited to know your story. All right, so before we get into the entire aspect of why did you start this entrepreneurial venture and things like that, tell us, why did you create or why did you choose innovation as something you will focus on? Why innovation?
So I've always been interested in innovation since a very young age. And when I was in my previous school, this is around 3-4 years ago, my teachers used to always discourage me. I used to say, I can make this, I can make that, I can change the world and everything. They used to always discourage me. And now, 4 years down the line, I talk about innovation at many platforms, and I'm demonstrating it also. So I want to give the power of innovation to every teacher as well as child in the world, so that they can come up with creative ideas and solutions to problems faced by their families, communities, and even global issues, and make the world a better place.
All right. So tell us something more about Next Gen Innovate. I think well, me as well as the entire audience that we have, they would love to know more about Next Gen Innovate. What is it all about?
So, Next Gen Innovate will be a multi-purpose platform, which will, again, I want to give the power of innovation to every teacher and child in the world. The aim is to teach innovation to everyone and set up innovation clubs in every possible school in the world, so that we can teach children various important skills like critical thinking, innovation, creativity, problem solving, to prepare them and secure their coming future. Because the future is different, the future jobs, careers will be different. And I don't see the current education system preparing them for the future.
All right. So now let's speak about the World Student Innovation Summit. I think the main chapter is coming up in some time. Tell us more about it. What is the summit all about? And why a summit like this?
So the World Student Innovation Summit, it's a one of its kind student-led platform that we seek to create an innovation movement across the world. So over here, again, my mission is to set up innovation clubs in every possible school in the world. This is a step to go even ahead with that. So this is a platform with a purpose to ignite young minds, nurture the innovations that they make, and celebrate the ones who have innovated, and develop better ideas and give children a voice. Because when I was in my previous school, I felt invisible. I felt lonely. So I want to give others a voice to share their ideas with the rest of the world.
All right, very nice. So when I went through your profile or the conversation that we had, I got to know from you that you have done a couple of summer academies at Harvard. So how was your experience there?
So I was the youngest to do 3 courses at Harvard, and uh, 3, 4 years ago, I wanted to start my company, but I knew zero knowledge. I had no idea about business and all. So to learn about that, uh, I came across that course and I saw that it was for 18 plus. And so I thought, "No, whatever, I'll just apply." And so I applied. They said my application was brilliant and everything, but they didn't take me in because of the age criteria. Because at that time I was 11 and the course was meant for 18 plus. I was heartbroken. But then I tried again and I convinced them for an interview, and then they took me in. And then I got to know all the knowledge and everything. And then my experience there uh, was that it was really different from our traditional education system. The teachers, they use examples to teach, case studies to teach. They teach in a fun, interactive manner. Yeah, they pay. They are more mindful in class. Yeah, so the experience, like, it is such a good experience that you'll never forget those days. You'll never forget what you learned there.
Was the engagement way higher for you there?
Yeah, it was much higher there.
And I think because the engagement was higher, automatically the retention was higher for you, probably.
Yes, yes, because
All
when
right,
it's
that's very
interactive,
interesting.
yeah.
All right. And what about? Did you have any group activities and things like that there? And if so, I'm pretty sure. I mean, since you were the youngest there, you were put in groups with many adults around. How was that? How was interacting with the adults like that?
I mean, pretty normal. Uh, we were put together in groups to come up with an idea and then pitch it to the rest of to the rest all students in the program. So we did come together in groups. At first it felt normal, but then afterwards I came to know that everyone thinks differently. Yeah, everyone acts differently, and me being the youngest there, these problems were nothing for me, so I easily overcame them. And yeah, it was a fantastic experience.
Well, I guess, yes, there was an age limit for the course. I do understand that. But your age probably was the best thing that happened to you here, because what we adults usually don't admit, but it is true that when you're younger, you don't have inhibitions and you're open minded. You do many things with a lot of open mind. And I think that really helped you there as well. At least that's the vibe I'm getting from what you said just now.
I believe that age is just a number, but no barrier to success.
Absolutely. That's an amazing quote. Please write it down as one of your quotes. That's a very nice quote. You must save it. All right. So, talking about ideas, you mentioned about you were put together in groups and you had to come up with various ideas and things like that. Let's talk about your most recent idea, the Suraksha Box. I'm very, very curious about it. Please explain what it is and how did you come up with the Suraksha Box?
Okay, so the Suraksha box is a super easy do it yourself UVC sterilization box which can decontaminate and sterilize all your vegetables, groceries, parcels, and other essential items using UVC rays, thus protecting you and your loved ones. Uh, so the idea was conceived when I saw my family struggle to sterilize and sanitize all the basic things in the house. And being a student of design thinking, I thought about taking it up as a challenge, and I came up with a solution for it, and it ended up taking off. And the pandemic has disrupted the day-to-day lives of all the people, and our household warriors have been using methods like baking soda, drying it under the sun, or even using basic sanitizers. But those methods aren't hygienic and they have their own drawbacks. I believe extreme times have always led human beings to be more creative and come up with unique solutions. And I was inspired by the sun rays when I walked outside. And then I realized, how about putting that in a controlled environment? And that's how I got the idea.
All right, amazing. What's the cost? I mean, if you could share it with us, or what's the cost of the Suraksha box?
Well, it we have made many versions for the box, and
You can
the
give us a range. I mean, for a layman, for a common man, if we have choices, what's the range that one might have to spend to get a Suraksha
around
box?
750 rupees to 1,000 rupees. I mean, depending on your wattage and everything. However, the other products in the market, if you see the cheapest sterilization box or a product like that, The cheapest one is, I think, around 4,000 to 2 lakhs.
Absolutely, yes. And in times like these, I think such kits should be made available for everybody. And it should be affordable for everybody and not keep it exclusively for the elite, because everybody's health is at risk, not only the elite. So I completely get your point. 750 to 1,000 is a very reasonable cost, is what I think. So let's speak about the patent. You have received a patent for this, am I right?
Yes.
All right, that's amazing. Congratulations on that. That's really, really cool. All right, now we have spoken so much about your achievements and what you have done. Tell us, do you have any other hobbies other than your social venture, your entrepreneurial venture, your Suraksha Box, your academics, any other hobbies?
Well, some of the most favorite things that I really like to do is that I read a lot, and I mean a lot. I
Okay.
like to travel to new places, and I like to explore more of myself and more of the world. I like to keep fit by swimming, doing taekwondo, little bit of yoga, and stay calm. I love to imagine about the future of mankind. So I watch a lot of cartoons, and so I imagine, like, the things that are used in a cartoon, the amount of creativity that showed. How about using something like that in the real world, and how would that impact everyone? I think like that, and then of course I innovate all the time.
So cartoons actually motivate you to innovate?
Yes.
Ah, that's really nice. I love cartoons myself too. What is your favorite cartoon?
Well, there isn't exactly a favorite cartoon, but I would say Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb. Okay, I think I'm going to stick to the old school Tom and Jerry. That is still
Yeah.
my all-time favorite. That doesn't change at all. But this is very interesting. So, what we actually believe engages a child's mind, or probably a little toddler's mind, is something that motivated you to come up with new ideas and to innovate more. That's very interesting. I think that is the perspective that you brought in from the cartoons that you have watched. I think when your perspective and the cartoons met, I think that is what created this whole a new innovation wave in your mind. I think that's what it sounds like. That's amazing. That's good.
And
All
the
right.
thing
How do you manage time? Let's talk about that. How do you manage time between all of this? Because you're doing a lot of things. And if you have to rate yourself in your academics, 10 being the highest, how much would you rate yourself?
Okay. So my day and the way I balance everything is literally just balancing work and school. And by work, I mean all the fun work I do, I innovate and everything, and balancing school, as well as my other activities like reading and exercising. For this, I wake up at 5 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m., to get in more extra hours so that I can finish more work and get some free time. I exercise, meditate, clean, work, go outside for a jog, and read for at least 30 minutes a day. And then I have a heavy breakfast after journaling and goal setting. So after school, I do my homework, watch some TV, and my day ends with reflecting and planning what to do for the next day. And in terms of academics, it depends. If I'm really, really interested in it, I can go at around a 7 to a 9. And if I'm really, really not interested in it, I can go at around a 1 to 2. And
And may I ask, what are the subjects or topics that interest you and what don't interest you?
yeah, but just before I say that, sometimes what the case is, sometimes the subject can be good, but the teacher cannot teach good. So even that impacts the way you study. So teachers play a really important role. Uh, in my opinion, my most favorite subject would be design. So, design, you use the IB design cycle to come up with ideas, and then you write steps to execute them and all. It relates a lot with me. So, that's my favorite subject. Then, business management, economics, um, even physics. And the ones that I hate are chemistry. I hate chemistry. Maths is okay because I mean it's really useful for me. So my math teacher teaches really good. So I would say it's a win-win.
I'm
And
going to agree with you on chemistry. I sail on the same boat when it comes to chemistry. Absolutely agree. All right. So, one more, something that I want to know. Okay. So, I'm sure you've heard of the Ad Astra school in the SpaceX campus. Yes.
yes.
So, say now you have the opportunity to start a school of your own. Maybe something you'll do in future, I don't know. But if you have an opportunity like this, how different would that school be from the mainstream education that we see in our country now?
So I don't believe that the current education system is preparing students for the future of tomorrow. And I believe a school like Ad Astra, founded by Elon Musk, they teach things like ethics, math, computer science and physics. So I feel like if I were to open my own unique kind of school, what I would do is uh, I would incorporate innovation with everything. I would incorporate design thinking and make everything more fun and interactive. Yeah, and I would make it so that teachers are more of just to just to interact with them, and the students are the ones who actually do the teaching.
So
So
the
it's
teachers sort of take a facilitator's role.
yes, and I want there to be AI voice assistants like Alexa and all being used. Uh, then there can also be a, a subject about just solving problems using the design thinking process and everything. And I would generally avoid to keep students of the same age in the same classroom, and I would want to make it as personalized as possible. Like a student gets to choose their deadline. In fact, I wouldn't even call it a deadline. A student can choose when they want to do their work, how they want to do their work, why and when.
Well,
So,
that is a revolutionary idea. I would love to see something like this at some point in time.
and I'm a paranoid person. I can do literally, if I really want to do something, I just do it no matter what.
Wow, okay. So the day you get this idea on, you get it running, please let me know, because I definitely want to see this idea in reality. Definitely. All right. Lastly, one last thing from you, a message from you to all the kids out there.
So my message would be that don't believe on what others say. Don't let others discourage you. And the thing is, I used to teach innovation. Now I'm applying innovation. So I believe that children are much more innovative, creative, and better than adults. And I believe that every child out there can do this, and they can do even better. So every child out there has the potential, the capacity to even possibly change the world at a very young age. So just don't give up on your dreams, keep dreaming. And yes, to all the school students watching, if you tell to a teacher that, oh, I'm confused in a subject, that's actually a very good sign. When you're confused, you would tend to learn more, you're curious, and that's a very good sign. If your teacher doesn't say that it's a good sign, I say it's a good sign.
Well, I do agree with you on that as well. I'm a strong believer of confusion actually has multiple doors opened for you. So you can later evaluate whatever you want and take the right path that suits you. I do believe in that. That's something happened with me when it comes to my career. So I didn't know what I wanted to do till the time I completed my post graduation. So it took me some time to understand what I want to do. And yes, there was a lot of confusion. All right, that's really nice. But there's a difference between an ambition and a goal, right? And I think someone like you would have two different, an ambition which is different, a goal which is different. Can you throw some light on that?
So I believe an ambition is what you would want to do in the future. And I have many inspirations. So in the business world, my inspiration is Elon Musk, Mr. Ratan Tata, and innovators. Um, and I was also inspired by Mahatma Gandhi and Albert Einstein. Yeah. In every crisis lies an opportunity. Yeah. So I I believe that a goal is something which is short term, which you want to achieve in a short amount of time, and your ambition is your dream, and it is related to your life purpose. Yeah. So a purpose and ambition and a goal can be different from person to person, child to child. um, but there is a difference. Ambition is your dreams, what you want to do, your life purpose, what you're born for, what wakes you up in the morning every day, what makes you not want to sleep. And your goal is what you do to achieve those things. So you should keep your goals smart, specific, measurable, and it should your goals should even have a time bound. So what Elon Musk does is he splits his daily schedule in 5-minute intervals. So uh, I still have to get used to that.
You have a lot of time to do that. So I think you can practice very well for a long time and should be able to do that very well. I'm very sure of that. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Aditya. And all you viewers, in crisis, you can always, there's always an opportunity to innovate. Keep that in mind. I think in times like these, it's really important for all of us to understand that crisis is not mere crisis. There's always opportunity hidden in a crisis. That was Aditya's, I would say, pearls of wisdom. So keep that in mind. I'm sure that'll help all of you. Aditya, thank you for joining us. Wonderful having this conversation with you. And all of you viewers, stay tuned. We will come back with many, many, many more interesting stories. You take care and be back soon.